good.
Good evening, welcome back or to the channel. Today's video is going to be talking about if you are considering a gooseneck or any kind of trailer really, what to be looking for, and some considerations. I'm going to give you an overview on the considerations that I had to go to when purchasing my gooseneck trailer. So here you go. This is a 2020 Kaufman gooseneck. I just picked it up last month. It is a 26 foot, if I remember correctly. I got, a couple upgraded packages that you can do, and for the price, really reasonable, I think. I'll let you look up on their websites, what they run, but for what it is, very reasonable, I think. I got mine in a custom, it is the charcoal gray. Looks really cool. I had actually preferred white, like Dirty Mac's Jack has on his, because I have a white truck and I love that white on white, but I couldn't find any used ones for sale, and plus my truck has a 6-inch lift, and talking it over with the guys at Kaufman, they were gonna build mine with taller I-beams for the 6-inch lift so it would drive level like it's supposed to. So that's all stuff that you have to consider. Let's start with what kind of trailer. If you're wanting a gooseneck or bumper pull, it's a little tougher. It really all depends on your style, I guess, but for me, gooseneck was the way to go. I already had the gooseneck hitch in my truck, and it just kind of was a no-brainer to go this route for me. Plus, I think it looks a whole lot cooler than a bumper pull trailer, but that's neither here nor there. Another thing to consider really would be if you want a deck over like this. And a deck over is just saying that the deck is over the wheels, and there's no fender that would come up. The advantage of that is you can haul bigger loads on your trailer because it utilizes the whole deck space. You don't have to worry about that. So for me, this worked out really good, having the deck over. It's what I wanted, the best thing that worked for me. At Kaufman, I did not have them put a winch on it, but I did have them build a winch plate, as you see right here. The main reason was money. It was an extra like $1,200 to have them put a winch on there, and you can pick up winches for way less than that. That to me was the way to go. Price wise, a little better for me. These are upgrades that you can do. The paint color, like I said earlier, is an upgrade. The wedge style ramps, those are what I chose because I like the look of it better than ramps sticking straight up in the air. However, this style of ramp, you have to consider that if you're hauling a vehicle on this on the deck here, you're going to have this ramp has got to still swing down. So if I was hauling a truck once and I had to pull the truck way forward to get the ramps to fold down, and then back it up to where I wanted the weight distributed. And for me and hauling, I like to have like the rear wheels. If it's like a heavy truck, I like to have the rear wheels somewhere right in here, as far back as possible, so I don't have too much tongue weight up there. And when I did that with the 8,000 pound truck, it really drove amazing. You know, I didn't have any issues whatsoever. Dovetail. I haul also every now and then. You know, my project vehicles that I pick up are cars. If you're hauling lowered vehicles, this is definitely not the option for you. Most of your everyday cars and SUVs, you can drive up here no problem, or winch up here no problem. So from Kaufman, you can get a spare tire. I did get the spare tire. It sits up. We'll come on up here. It sits right up here, tucks up, and you really, you know, it looks good from the outside. You can't really see it, and I'm really happy with it. I opted for the LED package and sealed wiring. Sealed wiring is definitely the way you want to go. I chose the upgraded LED and sealed, which comes as a package if I remember correctly. And you know, I love it. There are different upgrades in tires as well, but here's a good angle of the I-beam. You can see that is a very tall I-beam, and that is for my lift. Not all the trailers have that big of an I-beam there, but they, you know, if you buy one brand new, they customize it just for you. So I'm really happy about that. You can get a double jack where there's two, that one comes down here and another one same on the other side. I chose for the single. It was a little cheaper, and I really didn't need the double jack system. The turnaround time on something like this for Kaufman to get back to me to pick it up and say, hey, you can come down. I had to drive to North Carolina to pick it up, but it took about a month and a half, which you know, to me, they just knocked it out of the park. I couldn't be more happy with the setup here. Whether you want to buy used or new, if you're working with a lifted truck and you're going gooseneck, consider the ride height of the angle with the lift on there. I know on like the neck of the trailer there is some adjustments, but there's only so much you can do, and that still will not bring the trailer up higher to ride level. If you're just hauling around a car or something small and you don't need a big deck over, then don't get a deck over. But for me and my needs, I just found it to be the option for me. Plus, if you ever need to load any pallets of anything on here, it makes it super easy to, you know, pop a forklift and drop them on and strap them down and then take them off. You also need to be aware, if you're going from a bumper pull to a gooseneck, they turn way different. I am used to a bumper pull, and when I got this trailer, you have to take things a lot wider. The back end isn't as responsive to you know, you turning, so things take a little more time to turn. Another part that is very important and oftentimes overlooked by just, ignorant people, and I don't mean that in a bad way at all, I just mean they just don't know. And so I'm going to inform you on this. I do not have my CDL. Qualifications for a CDL is 26,000 pounds. If you exceed that, you have to have a CDL to drive that truck or that, that rig. So the confusion comes in when you have a truck and the GVWR added to the trailer GVWR is above 26,000 pounds. Then you're not even licensed to drive that trailer and truck, even if it's your daily use truck. So some people don't know this, most people don't. GVWR is 14,000 pounds. My truck has a GVWR of 9,000. So if you add those up, I come under 26,000 pounds. So keep that in mind when you're buying a trailer, because the last thing you want to do is buy a trailer and then have to get your CDL to drive it. So that's a consideration a lot of people don't know about, and I apologize. My neighbor is doing something, and if you pick up that loud sound, it's loud. But that is the number one thing probably that most people overlook, and it can get you in trouble if your GVWR in your truck, which look on the VIN number or the little plate, it'll tell you what it is. Add that to the GVWR of the trailer you're interested in, and if it's under 26,000 pounds, then that means you do not need a CDL to operate that rig. So I know, talking with Kaufman Trailers, they had a this was the 14 GVWR. They had one that I believe was a 16 or 18 GVWR, and they said if they built it for me, they could stick this 14 GVWR sticker on it to make it legal for me to drive. I ended up not needing that heavy duty of a trailer. Like always, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. I'm out.